continuación, CPS News.
Good evening, everybody, and I'm back. CPS News with Jesse and Brent is here, and it is actually Jesse and Brent this time. Great job last week, Corey. Thank you so much for filling in. You did a wonderful job. And of course, you've tuned in to CPS News, the only televised English news in all of the Bahia. And we're so happy to have you, and I'm happy to see you after a 2-week break.
Happy to have you back, Brent. Welcome back to Puerto Vallarta and Bahía de Banderas area. Yes, we have the news for you. There's a lot of stuff that has been going on. We have, a summary of everything that's been going on the past week, just in case you didn't know, you didn't keep up, Brent. We'll keep you up to date.
Of course I kept up, and I even watched most of your newscasts last week. So good. I definitely kept up. But let's keep you up. Let's keep moving forward. It is time for the headlines, so you know what that means. It's time. Headlines. Let's go.
Tonight on CPS News, a historic Puerto Vallarta neighborhood is fighting to save its own skyline. 3 children reported missing in Jalisco are back home, safe and sound, after 9 days of anguish. Cash machines keep getting cracked open in Bahia de Banderas. 4 hits and counting, and the crew is still on the loose. Puerto Vallarta changes its garbage collection schedule yet again. Find out what day the trash truck will be coming to your neighborhood. The World Cup semifinalists are locked in. France, Spain, England, and Argentina are preparing to battle for a spot in the final. And the receipts are in. Jalisco's World Cup summer has delivered a tourism windfall worth billions. We'll break down the numbers. All that and more tonight on CPS News, the news that speaks your language.
Thanks, Maria, for those headlines. I appreciate it, but let's jump in. So it's time to kick things off with a number that is turning heads at City Hall. Puerto Vallarta's vehicle inspection program is still struggling to gain traction. Despite incentives from the Jalisco government, only 11,593 vehicles have been inspected so far in 2026. Just 8.5% of the city's more than 135,000 registered vehicles. The program, launched in 2022 to reduce emissions, has faced years of resistance, protests, and low participation. Last year saw its best results with nearly 20% of vehicles inspected, thanks to a special program that bundled registration renewals, license plate replacements, and inspections. This year, vehicle inspections are once again included with the annual registration fee, and the state has allocated 902 million pesos to support the program. But for now, most drivers in Puerto Vallarta are still choosing not to participate. Thank you so much to Carolina Gomez for our first story tonight.
Thanks, Frank. And speaking of things the city's trying to get a handle on, if you've ever stood on your corner wondering where on earth the garbage truck is, tonight you might actually get an answer.
If you live in Puerto Vallarta, it's time to check your trash pickup schedule. City officials have announced a new garbage collection program that will take effect on July 15th in an effort to improve efficiency and keep the city cleaner following numerous complaints about missed pickups. The new system divides collection routes into 2 shifts, a morning route beginning at 6:30 a.m. and a night route starting at 7 p.m. Several areas, including the Hotel Zone, Downtown, Emiliano Zapata, Mismaloya, Boca de Tomatlan, Las Juntas, and Alta Vista will receive service every morning. Meanwhile, neighborhoods such as Versalles, Fluvial Vallarta, Diaz Ordaz, Pitial Centro, and Remblaces will have daily evening pickups. Other neighborhoods will receive service 4 days a week, depending on their assigned route and schedule. City officials are urging residents to put their trash out only on their designated collection days and times to avoid garbage piling up on streets, unpleasant odors, and potential health concerns. Residents can check the complete schedule through the City of Puerto Vallarta's official social media channels. With information from Carolina Gomez, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Yes, and also speaking of things that disappear around here, it's not just trash days that are changing. Some folks say Puerto Vallarta's own history might be next on the list. Let's hear it from Jill.
Puerto Vallarta's historic charm could be slipping away, and preservation advocates say time is running out. The Citizen Observatory of Puerto Vallarta's Historic Center is demanding that the Jalisco Ministry of Culture update its official inventory of protected heritage buildings after 2 recent demolitions inside the city's historic district, including the well-known Casa Ipanema. Architect and observatory member Oscar Moran Guyen says the problem is bigger than just a couple of buildings. The current list includes only 40 protected properties, but he argues there are many more structures that deserve heritage status, and some of the buildings on that list have already been torn down. The historic district known as the Fondo Legal stretches from Parque Hidalgo to the Quali River and from the Malecon to Matamoros and Emilio Carranza Street. By law, any demolition, remodeling, or new construction in the area requires approval from the state's Ministry of Culture. Moran questions whether state officials even inspected the recently demolished building before authorizing its destruction, arguing that structural damage doesn't automatically mean a historic property cannot be saved. He warns that preserving Puerto Vallarta's architectural identity isn't just about nostalgia, it's about protecting the city's economic future. He says the traditional image of Puerto Vallarta is what made the destination famous around the world and has fueled its tourism industry for more than 50 years. The observatory is now preparing legal action to push for an updated heritage inventory and says protecting Puerto Vallarta's history means preserving not only its buildings, but also its cobblestone streets, plazas, sidewalks, and public spaces that make the city unique. With information from Israel Torres, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
And in preserving character is the theme tonight, here's a business that's all about building something new the right way, and that would be Cerámicas Exclusivas in their new store in Puerto Vallarta. You can discover premium tiles, state-of-the-art porcelain, smart toilets, and designer faucets, all with special promotions for a limited time. You can visit the showroom at Carretera Las Palmas 235 in Las Juntas neighborhood, or give them a call at 331-318-2778. Cerámicas Exclusivas, the perfect choice for exceptional products.
Oh yes, if you have not been to this, you should. It's a great place.
I know, and luckily I'm paying attention because usually you read those, and I looked up, and hopefully I wasn't doing anything funny because I looked up and the camera's on me.
You did a great job, Brent.
I was like, okay.
With that, we might need to give Brent a little break. Let's go on a commercial break, and then we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everybody. We were thrown off a little bit with that whole camera thing, but I bet you wouldn't have even noticed if I didn't say anything. But of course, we didn't forget about it. It's time for On This Day. Are you ready?
It's gonna be fun. I did do my homework.
I know.
This time, because I'm like, oh shoot, Brent's gonna be there. I better do my homework.
I know. Last week I was watching and like, neither of you did it. What do I gotta do? I gotta like write you two from when I'm in Dallas. All right, let's do it. I got 3 that are silly as usual, and you've got 3 probably really good ones. So let's
check it
roll
out.
it on. All right, here we go. So first of all, number 1, it's Embrace Your Geekness Day.
Oh,
You got a
let's
little geeky side?
embrace. I have a little geeky side.
I
I
definitely do.
like to read dictionaries.
I have nothing. I don't even know what I would say to that. Like to read dictionaries.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned about you after 3 years of doing
There you
this.
go.
Okay, I do not love to read dictionaries. Okay, next it's also Frank and Beans Day.
All right.
Yeah, you
I
like
don't
the
like
can?
them very much.
No. I think after like age 10, it's over on the Frank and Beans. Yeah, I'm not liking it. But if you like Frank and Beans, or as it says on my notes, Beans and Franks, maybe that's the way it's said now. Eat up, scoop it out of the can. Yum, yum.
What else you got?
I've got, this is a weird one, Barbershop Music Appreciation Day.
I saw that, and it
Is
is
that like
weird.
doo-wop? You're getting your hair cut, doo-wop.
I guess it used to be like that back in the day, you know, when barbershops were invented. God knows. Let us know.
Barbershop quartets, I guess.
There you
maybe.
go.
It's old school, but those are mine.
I did see that one, and I thought that was cool. But
Yeah.
anyways, I also have that today is World Rock Day. Yeah. So, you know,
Like it?
there you go. Happy Rock Day. Listen to some rock. And that's because of the Live Aid concerts that happened back in 1985. So
that.
cool that. And then I also have International Conductors Day, which is the orchestra conductor. So rock on one side and orchestra on the
like
other
it.
side, classical music. Also, to all of the people that suffer from ADHD, today is ADHD Awareness Day.
You want to go ride bikes? Oh, wait, what were we talking about? Perfect.
Do you have ADHD a little bit?
I don't know. Maybe. Wait, what were we talking about? No, I'm kidding. I'm fine. I'm focused. But yes, if you do have it, it's a real thing. We jest. But yeah, today is the day to recognize you and the things you need to overcome in daily life with that.
And then I also have a couple of historical facts that I thought were really interesting. The first one is back in 1930, the very first FIFA World Cup kicked off in Uruguay, 1930.
Yep.
And then in 1923, the original Hollywood sign was placed in a day like today. So there's that.
Oh, and bonus trivia, I think back in the day it was actually called Hollywood Land.
It's true.
That's
Yes,
crazy.
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
I've seen that. And I can't remember where I saw that, but that's really
Hollywood
interesting.
Land.
Nicely
All right.
done.
Well, there's that for on this date. If you have one that we missed, you can send it to us. You can just, write it underneath us right there if you're watching on YouTube.
Perfect.
All right, and then with that, we have more news from flooded streets to something a lot heavier out in the hills about bucerias, a different kind of search, and Joe will tell us all about it.
Officials in Bahia de Banderas have launched a coordinated effort to reduce flooding along Boulevard Nayarit, a major roadway that frequently becomes impassable during the rainy season. Civil Protection and Fire Department personnel, along with representatives from the Bahia de Banderas Trust, known as FIBA, condominium administrators, and the Technological University of Bahia de Banderas, recently inspected storm drains and water runoff channels in the area. The team focused on a low-lying section between the Federal Electricity Commission substation and the university, where rainwater regularly accumulates, causing traffic disruptions and safety concerns for drivers and pedestrians. Authorities say immediate measures will include clearing clogged drains, grates, and discharge channels to improve water flow and reduce standing water. While officials acknowledge that a permanent solution will likely require major infrastructure projects, they hope these preventive actions will significantly ease flooding and keep Boulevard Nayarit open and safer during this year's rainy season. With information from Israel Torres, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Yes, some information about flooding streets, and yes, it was from Maria, not Joe. Sorry about that. Now we're going to be talking about bucerias. A different kind of search was underway this week, and it's one no mother should ever have to make.
Members of the collective Uniendo Corazones traveled to remote mountainous areas near Bucerias and La Cruz de Huanacaxtle, searching for any clues that could lead them to missing persons. The operation was conducted with support from state and federal authorities, including security forces and forensic personnel. The group focused on difficult-to-access areas where previous information suggested there could be evidence related to disappearances. Across Mexico, family-led search collectives have become a crucial part of the effort to locate the country's more than 100,000 missing persons. According to official federal records, many families say they cannot wait for answers and instead organize their own searches, often in dangerous conditions. For the mothers of Uniendo Corazones, every search represents hope, the hope of finding a son, daughter, or family member, and finally obtaining the answers they have been seeking for years. With information from Carolina Gomez, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Thank you, Joe. Definitely a very serious story. But we have some more serious news to share with you, but this one's about your pets. And if you have a pet at home, you should definitely pay attention to this. Here's the story.
So far this year, Puerto Vallarta's Animal Welfare Department has issued 17 sanctions against residents who violated the city's responsible pet ownership regulations. According to Department Director Citlali Peña, most complaints are initially handled with formal warnings, giving owners the opportunity to correct problems involving the care and treatment of their animals. However, repeat offenders and severe cases can face significant penalties. The largest fine issued this year, approximately 80,000 pesos, was imposed on a woman who abandoned her dog and a litter of 8 newborn puppies in the street. Authorities say she had previously been warned to protect the animals because of their vulnerable condition, but ignored the order. The dogs were ultimately rescued and taken into protective custody. Most of the sanctions this year involve animal abuse cases, while others stem from neighborhood complaints over unsanitary conditions, including improper disposal of pet waste. Under Puerto Vallarta's regulations, penalties can include fines of up to 94,000 pesos, community service, administrative arrest, and even the removal of animals from their owners. Officials are urging residents to report cases of abuse or neglect through the city's Animal Welfare WhatsApp hotline. With information from Lupita Cruz, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Okay, moving on from protecting our four-legged friends to actually 4 ATMs down. Literally, there's a crew out there in Bahia de Banderas that really doesn't like paying with a card. Here's the story.
At least 4 ATM attacks have been reported between January and early July. The first incidents occurred at convenience stores earlier this year. On May 18th, suspects attempted to break open an ATM in Loda Marcos using sledgehammers, but failed to access the cash inside. Less than a month later, on June 8th, another ATM was successfully robbed in La Cruz de Guanacaxtle. During that incident, an elderly man was injured while the thieves escaped with the money. The latest robbery happened in the early hours of July 6th in Jarataderas. A group of suspects broke into a pharmacy on Mexico Avenue, destroyed the security cameras, detached the ATM, and stole it, along with the cash it contained. Investigators believe the crimes are being carried out by an organized gang of 3 to 4 individuals that has been operating in Bahia de Banderas since late 2025 and remains at large. Businesses and residents are now calling for increased security in the area's tourist zones and outlying communities. With information from Israel Torres, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Thanks, Joe. And speaking of ATMs and banking headaches, here's how to actually bank without the stress. Capital Bank is redefining what banking looks like in Puerto Vallarta, designed for expats, investors, and seasonal residents who expect more privacy, more discretion, and real personal service. Enjoy personalized deposits, withdrawals, and direct access, all with competitive, transparent returns. No lines, no complexity, just smart, effortless banking. Visit Capital Bank in Sayulita, Flamingo, Zona Romantica, or Marina Vallarta, or call them at 322-209-0696. Capital Bank, finances without complications. And while we're talking about money, let's talk about the millions being invested right here in our own summer.
The price tag for Puerto Vallarta's World Cup festivities keeps climbing. According to official documents released by the government of Jalisco, public spending tied to the city's fan zone, immersive dome experience, and concert series has already reached 85 million pesos, and that figure could still increase before the FIFA World Cup officially ends. Nearly 48 million pesos were spent on the operation of the Vibra Jalisco fan zone, which featured giant screens, food and beverage areas, VIP sections, live entertainment stages, and security services. Another 12 million pesos went toward the installation of a massive geodesic dome that offered immersive audiovisual experiences for visitors over a 6-month period. In addition, the state reportedly spent around 25 million pesos on concerts featuring artists including Julieta Venegas, Los Auténticos Decadentes, Mago de Oz, and James Maslow. Some performances, including one by Jimena Sariñana, are not yet reflected in the published contracts. Officials say the total investment could rise even further, with reports indicating that the Jalisco Tourism Secretariat may seek an additional 10 to 15 million pesos to continue operating the fan zone through the end of the tournament. The spending is now drawing attention as residents debate the costs and long-term benefits of hosting large-scale World Cup entertainment events. With information from Rodrigo Lopez Becerril, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Now, speaking of where the money goes and who's watching it, here's a story that's got people asking why some rules seem to apply to some businesses, but not to others. Here's Joe with the story.
A growing controversy is raising questions about whether all businesses in Puerto Vallarta are being treated equally under the law. Municipal records show that over the past 4 years, 335 businesses were shut down for operating without the proper municipal licenses. Yet one establishment, the restaurant Basilio, was never closed, despite allegedly operating for years without a valid permit. According to information released by the city's Inspection and Surveillance Department, there is no record of Basilio ever being sanctioned or shut down for licensing violations between 2016 and 2026. The restaurant is linked to Juan Pablo Martinez Torres, a prominent local business leader who currently serves as Puerto Vallarta's manager of economic prosperity and development. Official documents reveal that the company behind the restaurant recently signed an agreement with the city to pay more than 155,000 pesos in back taxes, fees, fines, and surcharges dating back to 2023, including permits required to sell alcoholic beverages. The case gained public attention after a city council member questioned why the restaurant remained open while hundreds of other businesses faced closures and penalties. Despite the controversy, Mayor Luis Munguia Gonzalez has decided to keep Martinez Torres in his position, and investigations and public scrutiny continue. With information from Carolina Gomez, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
Well, the case has sparked renewed debate over transparency and equal enforcement of municipal regulations in Puerto Vallarta, with residents and businesses owners now demanding answers about whether the rules apply equally to everyone. But right now, officials say the matter remains under review. Now, let me tell you about Soliva, an excellent opportunity for those looking to invest in Puerto Vallarta. Soliva, the exclusive development located in Marina Vallarta, continues to make progress in its construction, and it's solidifying its position as one of the region's most attractive investment opportunities. It also offers unique financing plans designed to make investing in paradise more accessible than you might imagine. Featuring 1, 2, and 3-bedroom condos, a prime location just 4 minutes away from the airport, and exceptional appreciation potential, Soliva is an opportunity to live, invest, and grow your wealth. You can visit the showroom at 3660 Francisco Medina Asensio in Marina Vallarta, here in Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, of course, or you can call them 322-183-3411. Find more information on social media and go to soliva.mx. Soliva, elevate your life.
Thanks, Jesse, for that. And you are not going to want to go anywhere because we are about to go to a commercial, but we've got some good news right after the commercial break, and we always want the good news. We've got sports minus David, but that's okay. We're still covering for him. I hope he's doing all right. Not eating too much of that poutine or whatever y'all eat up there in Canada. And but don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. We got that stuff for you just after this. Welcome back to CPS News, everybody. Now listen up, because we've got some generally good news to share, the kind that makes this job worth it. A case that gripped families across Jalisco has ended with positive outcomes. 3 boys identified as Justin, Jordan, and Christopher, who had been missing for 9 days after attending a graduation ceremony, have been found alive and safely returned to their homes. The minors had disappeared after an event that triggered an extensive search effort and growing concern throughout the community. Family members and authorities spent more than a week trying to locate the boys and appealed to the public for official information. And officials confirmed this weekend that all 3 children have been reunited with their families and are reported to be in good health. Authorities have not yet released details about where the boys were during the 9 days they were missing or the circumstances surrounding their disappearance. Investigators say the case remains open as they work to determine exactly what happened and whether any criminal activity might have been involved. For now, the news has brought relief to their families and to a community that has been anxiously awaiting their safe return. Thank you so much to Mileno Noticias for this story.
Of neighbors helping one another, take a look at what happened this weekend in the San Esteban neighborhood.
A dramatic rollover accident in Puerto Vallarta's San Esteban neighborhood ended with a community rescue effort Saturday afternoon. Authorities say a woman driving a white SUV along Lázaro Cárdenas Street lost control of her vehicle just before reaching the intersection with Correa del Sur. The SUV jumped the curb, slammed into a guava tree, knocked down a support cable belonging to Mexico's Federal Electricity Commission, and flipped onto its roof. Before emergency crews arrived, nearby residents rushed to help. Several neighbors worked together to turn the vehicle back onto its wheels and assist the trapped driver. Firefighters and paramedics later arrived at the scene and transported the woman to Eames Clinic 170 for further evaluation and to rule out any serious internal injuries. Traffic officers are investigating the crash, and preliminary reports suggest the driver may have fallen asleep behind the wheel due to fatigue. Officials are reminding motorists to avoid driving when tired, as fatigue can be just as dangerous as distracted driving. With information from Carolina Gomez, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Good reminder there about staying alert behind the wheel. And speaking of staying on top of your health in general, have you made your health a priority this month? At Hospital Joya Rivera Nayarit, now is the perfect time to invest in your well-being with a personalized nutritional assessment. This comprehensive evaluation includes a nutritional diagnosis, a customized meal plan tailored to your needs, and expert recommendations based on your personal health goals. You can schedule your appointment today by calling 322-262-6613 or visit Hospital Joya Rivera Nayarit on social media for more information. The special promotion is available from June 17th through the 31st, and restrictions do apply. Hospital Joya Rivera Nayarit, woof, we know how to take care of you, and we're here to help you live healthier.
Okay, we've got one more story by Joe coming up, and then we got a commercial, so don't go anywhere. But here's the story by Joe.
Authorities in the Bahia of Banderas region are warning residents to stay away from the Las Gaviotas River crossing after rising waters from the Amica River made the route unsafe. The low water crossing, which connects El Colomo in Bahía de Banderas with Las Palmas in Puerto Vallarta, is now under nearly half a meter of water and experiencing a strong current, making it dangerous for both vehicles and pedestrians. Local residents say several drivers, mostly in pickup trucks and SUVs, have attempted to cross since this weekend. While some managed to make it through, others struggled, and officials warn that the river continues to rise and could produce sudden surges capable of sweeping away vehicles. Community members are calling for the crossing to be temporarily closed, similar to the nearby Paso del Gayabo crossing, to prevent accidents and potential tragedies during the rainy season. With more rain in the forecast for the region, authorities are urging people not to attempt the crossing, to respect river conditions, and to use alternate routes until water levels recede. No injuries have been reported, but officials say the situation remains under close watch. With information from Israel Torres, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
That's scary. Please do not drive there. Please do not drive there. All right, with that, we're going to go on a quick commercial break, but stay with us because when we come back, we have all of the sports information. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, everybody. It is almost time for sports, and we love sports right now. World Cup, we got fun local stuff going on. We're always thinking of David if he's ever going to come back.
I know,
if you're
where
out there.
are you, David? Where are you?
I know if you're in Canada right now, you are absolutely watching the news because that's what you need to know while you're in Canada. All right, let's jump into some sports because it's time. The semifinals are here. And the final four are set. It's France, Spain, England, and Argentina. Hopefully one of those are your team, because the first semifinal kicks off on Tuesday, July 14th, which is tomorrow, as France is taking on Spain at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, or Dallas Stadium as they call it right now because of it. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Central Mexico time. And then on Wednesday, July 15th, it's a heavyweight showdown between England and Argentina at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, also at 1 p.m. Go Argentina. And winners will advance to the World Cup final on Sunday, July 19th, which of course is going to be up in New York, New Jersey, while the losing team will battle for third place on Saturday, July 18th in Miami. 4 football giants, 2 matches, 1 trophy. The road to becoming the 2026 World Cup champion is almost complete.
All right, I'm going to tell you about Rafa Marquez. You know that name? Well, Rafa Marquez, he's beginning the road to World Cup 2030 already. Yep, while we wait on those semis, there's already a new chapter starting for El Tri, and it's a name every Mexican soccer fan knows well. Former captain and legendary defender Rafa Marquez, now in charge of El Tri, and has just over 3 years to build a squad capable of competing at the 2030 FIFA World Cup. His first test comes during the September-October 2026 FIFA window, where Mexico could play up to 4 matches, giving fans their first look at Marquez's style and vision. The road ahead includes major tournaments like the CONCACAF Nations League and Gold Cup in 2027, with more opportunities to evaluate young talent. Then in 2028, Mexico could participate in the Copa America, and with the Los Angeles Olympics taking place that summer, it could be a huge year for Mexican soccer development. Finally, in 2029, the Gold Cup and Nations League will serve as the last official tune-ups before the world gathers again for the 2030 World Cup, where Rafa Marquez hopes to lead a new generation of El Tri stars onto the biggest stage in football.
All right, so we've caught you all the way up to 2030. We might not even need David back until 2031. But let's move on. It's not just soccer getting a fresh face this season. Basketball's got some news of its own right here at home. Iguanas Vallarta has named Enrique Zonguilla as the new coach for the 2026 season. The former Mexican national team player and veteran coach brings decades of experience as a professional player, national team member, and respected basketball strategist. Team officials say that coach's leadership and knowledge of the game will help strengthen the roster and develop young talent. The club hopes his arrival marks the beginning of a new competitive era with the Iguanas Vallarta, aiming to become one of the top teams in the Pacific basketball circuit this season.
My World Cup coming to an end. What will we do? We must continue with our lives, I guess. Or baseball or basketball, surfing, we'll keep you posted. Now shifting from the action on the pitch to your well-being, let's more about the My Health program from Hospital.
Good program. I would recommend it to anybody new that's coming to Puerto Vallarta, in that I've been a member here for almost 8 years. We have a lot of meetings usually once a month where we get to meet and interact with other members, and also to share common concerns regarding health. And the facilities and care here at Hospital is really excellent in Puerto Vallarta. The doctors are all very personable, they're very approachable and easy to speak to. And whenever I've had any utilization of services here at the hospital, it's been a perfect experience. I'd highly recommend it and encourage you all to take part in the My Health program.
Remember to call 322-226-2080 to book your appointment, or visit them at Boulevard Francisco Medina Asensio 3970. Now, here's our next story tonight, and it turns out all that World Cup energy is paying off in a very real way to the whole state. Joe has all the details.
The FIFA World Cup has turned Jalisco into one of Mexico's biggest success stories of the tournament. State Tourism Secretary Michelle Friedman says direct tourism spending has already topped 11.5 billion pesos, surpassing original projections of 10 billion pesos. Nearly 1.94 million visitors flooded the Guadalajara metropolitan area and nearby destinations during the World Cup period, a 30% increase compared to last year. The tournament also gave the hospitality industry a major boost. Hotels averaged 62% occupancy, with a stunning 93% occupancy rate during the highly anticipated Mexico versus South Korea match. Inside Guadalajara's Fan Fest zone, more than 102,000 fans gathered to celebrate the beautiful game, while the city's World Cup stadium averaged 45,233 spectators per match and an impressive 99.1% capacity rate, making it one of the tournament's hottest tickets. Officials say the World Cup has not only generated billions in revenue, but has also put Jalisco firmly on the map as a premier destination for international sporting events and tourism. With information from Rodrigo Lopez Becerril, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
It was fun while it lasted and it made some money. Now, if you're looking to enjoy a little bit of that Vallarta good life yourself this weekend, well, make your Sunday count with a delicious brunch overlooking the Marina Vallarta Golf Club. Enjoy a full breakfast buffet from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m. plus unlimited mimosas, just 435 pesos for adults and 285 for juniors. Easy parking at Paseo de la Marina for 30, and of course you can reserve by calling 322-221-0073 and treat yourself this Sunday.
Oh yeah, of course. Now, speaking of enjoying yourself out there this summer, do it responsibly because apparently the heat's coming for more than just your mood.
Health officials in Puerto Vallarta are warning residents about an increase in so-called summer flu cases as the hottest weeks of the year approach. According to Dr. Jaime Alvarez Sayas, director of the 8th Health Region, sudden temperature changes between the outdoor heat and heavily air-conditioned spaces are triggering a variety of respiratory illnesses, including colds, allergies, sore throats, asthma flare-ups, and even pneumonia. Authorities are urging people to stay well hydrated, avoid spending long periods in very cold indoor environments, and limit strenuous outdoor activities during the hottest hours of the day, when air pollution and ozone levels tend to rise. The warning comes as the region enters the canicula, a roughly 40-day period of extreme heat expected to start later this month. Although temperatures are averaging around 32 degrees Celsius, high humidity is pushing the heat index above 40 degrees. Doctors also advise against self-medicating or taking antibiotics without a prescription, since many of these illnesses are caused by viruses and do not respond to antibiotics. Residents with persistent symptoms are encouraged to promptly seek medical attention. With information from Rodrigo Lopez Becerril, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Okay, good advice there. And before we keep going, a little shout out, because staying healthy is one thing, but staying camera ready, like us, is a whole other job.
Yes, it's true. I want to say thank you to Diego Cruz for helping us look camera ready tonight. Diego's a professional makeup artist and skincare specialist with experience working for some of the world's leading luxury beauty brands. Whether it's a special event, wedding, photo shoot, or a little self-care, Diego knows how to bring out your best look. Find him on Instagram. Just think Makeup by Diego Cruz or call 322-198-2021. Diego Cruz helping you look and feel your best. Now to another story, and this one you'll want to pay attention to if you're anywhere near Guadalajara.
The Jalisco Health Secretariat is advising people not to use tap water for drinking, cooking, preparing food, or even brushing their teeth, recommending bottled water instead. The warning comes after independent testing and community monitoring in dozens of neighborhoods reportedly found traces of bacteria, including E. coli, as well as heavy metals such as lead and mercury in some water samples. Researchers and citizen groups also reported that more than 93% of tested samples lacked adequate chlorine levels, raising concerns about water safety. State officials say reports of discolored or foul-smelling water have been limited to a fraction of the metropolitan area's neighborhoods and insist there is no evidence of a widespread health emergency. However, they continue to recommend avoiding direct consumption of tap water while investigations continue. With information provided by Milenio Noticias, Joe Wasik, CPS News.
And of course, let's just try to end on a much lighter and much more beautiful note and take a look at what they created in Zapopan. Here's Maria with the story.
A stunning textile installation called Cielo Tejido, or Woven Sky, has become one of Zapopan's biggest attractions ahead of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The massive crocheted canopy stretches 220 meters along the 20 de Noviembre walkway, connecting the arches of Zapopan to the iconic Basilica de Nuestra Señora de Zapopan. Created by more than 200 artisans from the town of Etzatlan, the colorful artwork covers nearly 1,900 square meters and features 5,600 hand-crocheted hexagons representing the flags of countries participating in the 2026 World Cup. The installation was designed to welcome soccer fans visiting Jalisco and has quickly become a must-see destination, drawing hundreds of tourists and locals every day for photos and social media posts. Beyond celebrating the world's biggest sporting event, Cielo Tejido showcases the extraordinary craftsmanship of Jalisco's artisans, whose large-scale textile creations have previously earned international recognition, including a Guinness World Record. With information from Fernanda Bojorquez, Maria Ammerman, CPS News.
Well, that outdoor art installation is amazing. Outdoor art installation. That's not easy to say.
It's beautiful. If you didn't get to go to Guadalajara during the World Cup, I mean, you can still go and enjoy all of this stuff. I mean, it's history in the making there in Guadalajara, and it's so close.
Yeah, that's almost like something you'd see in Vegas. And that's a beautiful art installation. I'd love to check it out. I know we'll be heading to Guadalajara in September, but I don't know if they're going to have it up that long.
I don't think so. You should go, you should do like a little weekend trip and
take a motorcycle before September. It's hot out there. We even reported on it. I don't want to go out there on my bike right now, but
just don't drink the water.
I don't drink the water. It's right. We learned a lot on the news today. So hopefully you got some cool air on you. You got to watch TV and learned a lot about what's going on. So thank you so much for joining CPS News with Jesse and Brent. We really do appreciate it, and we'll be back again next Monday night at 7 p.m.
Yes, we will. In the meantime, tomorrow there's a game, so enjoy it while it lasts. We'll see you next
Nuestras.